It's Podraza. I'm not making any of this up. I call my food the old country. They require meat, cream, I think they use on the top. Cool Whip, it tastes pretty good in coffee. You don't have any milk. I use Cool Whip, so it isn't heavy cream. Occasionally I will use light, occasionally half and half. It all depends, but I don't eat that every day. Now, that has to be in the diet. It's meat, vegetables, salads, good fruits, all of that is in it. I don't use two crusted pies. I've used oatmeal, cookies on the top, and snickerdoodle on peach. Gives it a little flavor. No double crusted pies. I don't even do that, except the little 50-cent ones. I pick up a pecan once in a while. They're called 50-cent little bitty things. Occasionally I crave it. Now, that, I think, is what I call my diet. I can accommodate, I did have a nice piece of salmon, mashed potatoes in a salad, didn't use the croutons. That time, sometimes with bust teeth, I busted teeth and croutons. Now, that's it. I think we've covered all of the bases on how I try to be employed, even in here. You have a beautiful day. Thank you for listening. This is, the line is unclear. That's bad. It's on my side, and I'm not bad. This is my apartment. I've rented. I don't have to. It's legality if you had to look it up, and I'm sure you can, on the fact of coercion to marry a female. I can respect females and respect husbands. I prefer you being a couple. That's coercion, and that is not correct. That I was a lesbian or a bisexual. It ruined years. Now I can respect talent. We've gone through that. I'm wasting time on this, other than not wasting time doing the figures for this. Messed up and used the wrong one. It's not 26. I should have used 2612 and not 29. But I can add $4 on the air conditioner. Otherwise, that's minor. But I was honorable and ethical on this, and I feel I had a right to be employed. Now, along the way also. Now, you are listening to me. I'm not imagining this. That's concrete investigation. You've given me some more. If you had the wherewithal, I'd want you to find out how and why she died at that year, 2012. That is important on this subject matter. Your sharing with me on that subject is majorly important. I was blocked by Philip Weber Sr., the second husband, and the clergy got hooked into what is necromancy and what isn't. There is none of that going on. There wasn't in Ruth May, and I would never operate that way. I pray. That's what I do. And that is where we're at. That got clouded in this mess also. And at my age, who needs to listen to me? That's an issue also. You can't build up the time in. But somebody in Connecticut, in the right frame of mind, knew we had some, and that is why I was angry at an element of Connecticut. It was not felt here because of something that I was unaware of in the first place. I think that sums it up. I'm still willing to work with you. I hope there's no subtlety on weight. It's the best I can do. They are allowing some more voluptuous in this world. I lost my waistline. But I'm working on the health. I have no problem with anything you suggested at all, except I can't take that stuff. Oh, that stuff is so sweet. I could get coconut. It's hot, and I gotta calm down. When I don't hear from my son for days, he might be working on the house. He doesn't know the right stuff due to two, Dennis's father and that first father. They were never told. They were never told right stuff in the first place. And this male watches traffic like Phil did. They go out in the street, try to communicate to cars watch the traffic, and it is their way of operating. I was married to Phil Weber, who operated that way and wanted me gotten rid of. And they weren't monitored. They're not watched by some of the police. I can't understand how they're getting away with it. They play insane. They aren't. That's deliberate stuff that they communicate with. And I was dealing with somebody who wanted to make a monkey face also. I am not for the communications industry going back in it. I had a right to be out of it. It had disillusioned anyway in Connecticut, and I didn't have to go in it, and I didn't have to not be in the trust department or into the counseling department either. I'm telling you, both ends there was a problem, and in the middle also was screechers. Who has the right to do that to somebody? I'm still calling it somebody insane in this situation. And that is where it's at. We're in between. If somebody is maniacally crazy, and that's how I view their behavior. They watch traffic and try to communicate mentally. Manson's gang did. What is going on in the prison system? And I'm telling you, those campers and how they live with rats running around, who the heck wants to be involved with that? Anyway, even if they clean up, they've got to be watched. The Hells Angels and the Dreadlocks. Again, I hear somebody in here. Remember their access to this, and I'm not standing up for their analysis at all and what's allowed to that communications industry. It's all a pack of complications and mess-ups. And I don't want to get involved with the business of Carl because he earns his keep on his films. Now, there was no relationship between 1980 to the present at all, and I didn't want somebody manufacturing that there was when there wasn't. My son had a physical collapse, and the school was good to him and allowed him some latitude. I don't want that ruined. Somebody in this apartment tried to ruin his employment, and that's connected with that counseling industry laughing on some spot. Now, I know I don't want that lost. That employment has to be kept for whatever he has to accomplish in his life. He was run out of his state on that due to Deborah's stuff and his first marriage, who wasn't a help either. That's a major mess also. And I don't have any feelings for them at all. And they were in Bridgeton. None whatsoever. Now it gets all complicated. On Irving Frank, Melanie's reception was in the town that Irving Frank moved to. So he could have known that also. I knew it was all messed up at the wedding. Somebody blew the relationship between my daughter and myself between the shower 1 month earlier and the wedding. Somebody ruined it. And it got partially healed in Falmouth and then totally ruined after Phil, who I would have murdered anyway. He was a no good piece of goddamn shit. And excuse my language, I have not used it. I am not that. When it comes to this whole thing being so lied about and messed up, I use that foul language. I said foul language for foul play. You have said it in another fashion when you wrote that. It all smells of a rancid rat. And that is how I view it. There's much on this. My car was towed 2 or 3 times from CVS in Cambridge, and I had to go find the car, and Mom sent me money. There is bird out on the tree, a second one. That is only done if the situation is not finished in somebody's head. One cannot be friends with an ex. Let's put it this way. There shouldn't have been a divorce in the first place if you're still in the syndrome of back and forth on the issue. There should have never been a divorce. There is a divorce, and I will do what it takes to get this accomplished. With you, Phil isn't even in the picture. He was a justice of the peace, and during medication that was altering my judgment. He isn't even included in this. And that is what they don't understand. And I'm not going to deal with it anymore on that subject matter. I am totally with you and your husband on this. It has to be resolved. This is my apartment, and I do not want them feeding a thing to me in this apartment at all. That sonar destroys my health. That's secondary to the email that I just sent you. Finished the laundry, took 3 days, or will be on the sheets, 3 days on the towel, on getting in the shower, and get the mail. And I don't have to be anywhere today. We're addressing this, which is paramount importance. I'm totally content dealing with you and your husband.